So we about to have a fire one today. So let's go ahead and start off with the most recent news, right? Let's talk about the Tay Netflix show, man. The Davantae on Netflix, man. Let's get it in. First and foremost, I just want to go around thoughts, right, about what you saw, everything that went down. I will say this though, we were correct. They left that goddamn Christmas game off. And I know.
Yeah, we knew they left that off.
You're gonna say, oh yeah, the receivers didn't have no, stats, but they showed worse games. They showed
did
worse
exactly.
games than that damn Netflix show.
Absolutely, that show worse.
We saw who the executive producer was. That's all I gotta say. All right, that's all I gotta say. But let's start off with my man Leo, man. How you feel about the Netflix show, man? What you saw?
Man, it got me so excited for the upcoming season, but it also pissed me off all the emotional roller coaster shit we went through last year as Raider fans.
Correct.
From the craziness with Josh McDaniels, the non-existent offense, to the hiring of AP. Remember, we all came on live the minute McDaniels got fired. We were all excited. I even bought myself a brand new Bo Jackson jersey. But it definitely made me look at another way as far as the receivers, the quarterback, what they look for in their quarterback. Seeing Jimmy miss him, and I guess during the season not realizing all those hospital balls and the damage that Tay was taking. Also, the kind of player that Tay is, bro. Like it really, to me, in my mind, it made me remember why I like him and why I wanted him to come to the Raiders so bad. And I'm glad that he's here as a Raider. And I can't believe Kermit left off the Chiefs game, but come on, we know why he did it. He didn't want to get all embarrassed, bro. You know why he did it.
Come on, man. You know what I mean? They was over there. If I'm not mistaken, was that not the game that no, that was the Super Bowl, but did not Travis Kelce go over to Andy Reid and bump him a little bit?
He pushed him. Yeah, he pushed him.
But yeah, so they
They literally had a meltdown.
They had a meltdown on the sideline, bro.
It's probably motherfucking, they was probably saying all type of cuss words and all type of all type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But
a lot of it.
Chris, man, what's your thoughts on there, man? I'm interested to hear how you feel.
I liked it, man. I like stuff like that, period. I like the behind the scenes stuff. Whenever I get a chance to see stuff like that, because as fans, we always have our vantage point of what we think's going on and what we think's happening. So it was good to see that. The thing that stuck out to me is everyone thought that Davantae was just so unhappy where he just wanted to not be a Raider anymore, and that just wasn't the case. Now stuff that he was saying, he was saying in frustration, but as you saw what he was going through, Jimmy almost got him killed several times, and and plus guys that hold themselves to a high standard, a lot of times they don't thrive under dysfunction. So and as we saw, we were going through a lot of dysfunction. So the fact that we saw Tay in that light, Tay wants to be a Raider, but however he still wants to continue to be great and strive for greatness. So it has made me respect him more. That one game when he hurt his shoulder, he could have easily sat that out. But my man came back and he balled. So I love stuff like that. Hopefully next year they do one for the defensive ends.
No, for sure. I wonder how they're gonna do the next position. That would be hard. Would love to see Max on there. I think Max would definitely be a great choice. But
yeah.
Turf, where are you at, man?
I absolutely enjoyed the show after the first episode. I'll keep it a buck.
Yeah, that first episode was rough.
Yeah, they could have just left that off. But I really do think that the show actually does give you some real insight on how these guys really live normal lives outside of football and go to birthday parties. Don't get me wrong, it's extravagant, but they do regular normal stuff just like everybody else. Tay being so competitive, man, and Jimmy just not being there. It's exactly what you expected to see. It's obvious he was absolutely part of making that decision because there was nobody else to go to. But he actually did have confidence in Aiden, man. I think. He's not only been saying it, he continues to say it. And they didn't go get another quarterback outside of Minshew. So that tells me that, Tay is comfortable with that. He's going to be a Raider until he retires. The only reason he'd actually move is because we don't have the ability to get another quarterback within the next 2 years if the two that we have don't pan out. And I just don't see that happening. I think we will absolutely have a successful win in the playoffs this year. So
okay. Like that. I will say, man, top 3 things that I took away from it. Number one, I think Chris touched on it. Great players don't thrive in dysfunction. And then I get it, you really think about it. It's the first time he's ever really lost for real in his career. I talked about it on Wednesday. It's like, you look at his career, he's never really had a losing career like to his standards. Yeah, like the way he played first 2 years wasn't how we know him. But as far as team success, he's used to that. He's used to going to the playoffs and doing all that, and the team doing what they supposed to do. So at this point, this is new. You know what I mean? This is new territory. So we're seeing how he's dealing with that. Like y'all said, him getting killed. He said in the show, I ain't never been hit this much in my career. I don't think I've ever seen him get hit the way he got hit last year. I've watched his career, like pretty much his whole career. Never seen him get hit the way he got hit last year. And last but not least, man, I look at it, and what really stuck out to me was his attitude at the beginning. He was frustrated. But then you saw when the season ended, he's like, damn, it's over. Like, damn, I feel like we had a whole new season. Like, it looked like he was still ready to go a little bit. You know what I mean? Towards the end, when the season was going. And he said it at the end, and people probably didn't even care. I want to stay here and make this work. That's what he said at the end. I mean, at the end of the day, bro, like Turf said, he going to be a Raider till he retire, unless we're complete dumpster juice. Like, unless we're I mean, we talked about it in the group chat, man. It's like, if we're dumpster juice, I understand trading him and wanting to leave.
Absolutely. Like, nobody's going to be mad at that. Everybody will be happy about where he goes and, all of that good stuff.
Exactly. Because a player of that caliber, right? You sit there and you say he needs a chance to win, a chance to be in the playoffs and make a big splash, a big statement in front of a big crowd, man. So I think I think we're gonna see that. But at the end of the day, if we are trash and we can't get a quarterback, yeah, bro. I mean, he's our best asset. If we're gonna talk about if we're trash and we need more, you know what I mean? That's the best asset to move.
Yeah, but I think a player that gets forgetting about like an asset as far as just a player, and I think Chris always talks about it, is his leadership and his role in the locker room.
Exactly.
Like when you get rid of someone like Tay, you're getting rid of more than just your number one receiver.
Right.
That's true.
So like keeping that into mind when you talk about like, oh, we can get so much for him, but like, what are you actually losing though? Besides him being 30, besides even he says that I'm at the end. Not that he's going to retire soon, but he knows that he's getting to that point where sooner or later he's not going to be able to perform like he used to.
Yeah, Facts, man. Hey, salute to some of the chat, man. Severe's in the building. What's up, Severe?
Yeah.
Bill Young, what's going on, man? Glad you could make it, Bill. Yeah, man. And so we pull a little bit. I mean, Turf talked about it a little bit. You pull a little bit of the relationship or a little bit of just a conversation that he's having with Aiden, right? And just throughout the process as Aiden starts. Now, we're going to touch on it because we got to touch on it. Now, he talked about signing off on Jimmy getting benched. This is what he said, right? Now, does that necessarily put more fuel to the Aiden fire? I mean, that's the question to me because, I mean, there's no way he goes in that office and says, like, yeah, start Brian Hoyer. Like, that's like, you know what I mean? Like, so at the end of the day, it's like, it was it just a default or does it throw more fuel to the flame? I mean, let's start with Turf. Turf is the most adamant, you feel what I'm saying? So how do you feel?
I think it puts things absolutely where you should expect them to be based on, what we had out there, to capitalize on as far as free agency talent. People are not, Minshew is a dog. People got to understand. And again, nobody's giving this kid the job. He's going to earn it if he's given it, if you will. And they're already saying that. Tay's been saying that. I mean, it's we just have to be patient. I don't know what happened to people having patience for players that absolutely are going to need to take a few years to develop, just to, give them a real shot. And after what he's gone through, I mean, I think he deserves at least a full year with a full offensive coordinator, offensive staff, etc., under his belt, and just see what happens. That's how I look at it. Just
patience, huh, Turf? Patience.
Yeah.
I saw the faces, man. I saw the faces. What we think, Chris? What we think, man?
Well, it's a little different, bro, because I mean, the bottom line is the flip side of where you already going with this is
I ain't going nowhere. I just said, hey, that's it. I ain't going nowhere with it.
This is what I'm going to say. Yeah, we didn't have no other option. See, that's the other flip side of this, right? That's why it makes it so easy to get behind this kid, try to support, and see the good that came out of this. And I did see a lot of, and I'm not capping, I saw a lot of good. But you know what I'm saying? The truth is there was nobody else. We got a lot of other players that can step up and play in other areas. And I'll just leave it at that.
For sure. Okay. Chris, how you feel, man? How you feel? You fuel to the fire, or are you saying like default? I mean, he had to say, I want him to go in there.
No, you talking about just like him signing off on Jimmy?
Yeah, him signing off. I mean, Jimmy was gonna get benched. I mean, he was playing terribly. That was like, no way.
Yeah,
no way. I don't care what you say.
So, yeah, so I think that it made sense. It made sense because I think the team needed a spark. And I think that even though I will say this, and I know it's going to be unpopular, I do think Jimmy would have did a lot better if under Bo Hardigree. I will say that as far as what he did earlier in the season, because I think Bo isn't as stubborn as McDaniels was. McDaniels had it in his mind how he wanted to do things, and there was no way around it. But however, I do understand why they went with Aiden because of that spark. I think that's it got the Raider Nation. We were all hyped up. Even though I wanted Jimmy to do well, I still was hyped up to see what Aiden will do. So it makes sense, and I think AP wanted to put his stamp on the team. Because he knew that he had to do everything he could to kind of wash out that last regime as much as he could, because he was there during that team meeting where I heard everything just went haywire. So he had to do what he had to do. So I'm not mad at the decision, and I think Tay has earned the right to say who he wants throwing on the ball.
Right.
I mean, yeah, that's true. I definitely agree with that. Yeah. He has that. He definitely has that ability for sure. I definitely agree. But my man Leo, how you feel? How you feel about him signing off on Jimmy being benched and him going, saying, okay, let's go with Aiden?
It's funny because when that happened, when we watch it on the show, it's at that point in the season. A lot of the nation took it like moving now forward. See, he's saying O'Connell. Like at that moment when I saw Tay do that, I understood why. Chris said, we needed that spark. We needed a change. Jimmy wasn't getting it done for us. A lot of misthrows, the injuries were still there. When he got hurt in that Patriots game, when he went down, like, damn, this dude is so brittle. Like, can he stay out there? So being behind Aiden, I think gave him that confidence he needed to be able to move forward and see what the kid can do. And I think too, AP too, putting his stamp on the team. Like, this is the boy I'm going to rock with. The guy I'm sticking with. This is going to be my team moving forward. We're moving past the past, with the Patriot, with them bringing in their players or whatever. This is going to be my team. I'm sticking with Aiden. We'll see what the kid can do. And it was a tough situation. I know I give Turf a lot of shit about patience with O'Connell, but it was a tough situation. Rookie quarterback, rookie offensive coordinator. The team was already struggling with the offense that McDaniels had.
Head coach. It's a whole lot of rookieing going on.
Rookie head coach, right? Yeah. That's a lot of rookies. That's a lot of rookies. And us wanting to see offense because as fans, we see the potential in the stars that are there. We got to get this going. But the one thing that did stick out to me the most, and I think we've talked about it after when it comes to O'Connell, was through the draft, and I think Chris and Severe talked about it, how we didn't get a quarterback in the later rounds. And to me, that speaks more than Tay sticking behind him, because to me, that meant the team had enough confidence that we don't need a draft, a late round quarterback in this draft. We're going to stick with O'Connell. We already got Minshew, the veteran, if he doesn't work out as our backup, and this is what we're going to go with. So they have confidence in him. So with that, like, I'm going to rock with whatever AP because I trust in him. I trust in what they're going to do with the team and moving forward. But I think that does do a lot for Aiden, give him that confidence that he needs. And I mean, you watch tape, he missed throws. There's throws he could still do better, but like I was telling you guys earlier, that's stuff he could still work on, his footwork, stepping into a throw when he makes a throw, not just trying to throw it with his arm, the accuracy, the location. That again, too, comes being more familiar with the receivers, knowing where they're going to be at. Because if you look at Tay and Rodgers, there were times Rodgers would throw the ball. Tay hadn't even broken off his route.
Right.
And the minute he broke, that ball was right there. Like that's
what he's used to.
Yeah, they were in sync. So in order they have to build that chemistry to be able to be on that same page. But
yeah, that's what my man is used to. Regardless, I mean, he's used to balls being placed in pause, but being placed at a certain way, man. Like, you know what I mean? He's used to a certain accuracy. So at the end of the day, it's like you got to try to get him close to that as possible. Because I mean, you see what happens when he is, when he does have that type of accuracy right there. But totally agree, man. Totally agree. We'll see what Aiden does. He has full-fledged this year, man, to prove everything that needs to be proved. I mean, at the end of the day, man, I mean, it couldn't be a clear path to show, if you're the guy. It couldn't be a clear path, bro. I mean, if he's not the guy, I could take peace with that because we're gonna know. We gonna know, especially that first the first couple weeks.
Right.
First couple weeks, we definitely gonna find out for sure. So. Next topic, man. Want to get some of these comments in real quick, man. Let me see. He's used to Rodgers and Carr. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
No, for sure. 100%.
And remember, guys, man, we're gonna put this back up, man. Make sure you guys are tapping into the entry, man. All you need to do is type TRS, right? And you are
pound TRS.
Pound, yeah. Pound,
hashtag, dog. Hashtag.